a Sunday. My Lord.
Another day, another opportunity to be great.
I'm done with that. I'm still ready.
It's always bucket hat weather.
Happy Sunday.
Hey, bud. Good morning.
It's crazy. Oh, sure. This is. Who else?
Hurts?
I know. Right there?
Hurts?
No, he's not out here yet. He's coming though, but he's not out here yet. This is crazy. Look, who that right there? Look. That's Smitty.
Smitty.
Yep.
Smitty.
That's crazy.
Cranberry
honest with you, if I'm gonna tell you the truth.
You said you weren't making any, and all of a sudden you stepped up and you banged.
That's like, we give an analogy, right? That's like LeBron going cold first 3 quarters, and then LeBron thought the game winning shot. That's how I felt. Game 7, I'm taking it home for the team.
TJ, 2 years ago, you were traded right before.
I ain't talking about that. We're not talking about no trade. None of that.
Different. It's different though that you weren't here. What's it like? What's it like being here for camp for the first time?
All right, there you go. I'm not talking. All right, let's address this. I'm not talking about nothing in the past, about no trades, no previous. There's nothing about what's going on now. Ain't simple. But right now, I feel like our team getting better. I'm not worried about what happened last year. It's a new team, new year, new roster, new yearbook. So we just worry about focus on getting better day by day and just understanding who we are. So we go out there and compete and go out there for our main goal. That's compete for a Super Bowl.
Phil James Bradbury's
I'm not answering that question. Next.
You had a play, I guess against the 3 McKee threw a pass, and you left the field mad. What was going on there? Were you just not happy with yourself, or?
To be honest with you, when you want to get better, every little thing, techniques, everything bothers you when something goes wrong on a certain rep. So for me right now, as being an older guy, everything that I feel like gets thrown off in any little way, I'm gonna get pissed at myself. And that's not because I'm mad, it's just because I want to get better and become the next best safety and help my teammates be the next best person they can be. So me getting mad at myself is just a sign of me pushing myself to go harder.
Circling back to the shot, are you the kind of guy who wants the ball in your hands there?
Should I play defense, bro? So I kind of do want the ball in my hand, but if we had to play basketball and we had to break the teams down, I'll be starting point guard for the defense, and I'm dropping 30 on offense.
What do you like about the scheme that you're placing?
To be honest with you, I like the scheme because everybody involved. Not everybody's singled out, if that makes sense. Everybody get a chance to make a play on the ball. Everybody understands their role, and I feel like what Vic has for us is meant for us to understand. Like, he's been around longer than a lot of DCs, so his system actually works. I've seen it with San Fran years ago, the Bears. So we just, some championships wasn't brought, but we just look at the guys that had success in those defenses. So from the front to the back, we want to understand the scheme and just continue to get better and win football games with it because we know it's at stake for us this year.
Howie spoke about you bringing that personality to the defense. How do you go about doing that?
I'm a winner. I think y'all okay, let's understand this. Everybody understand I'm a winner. Regardless of what you can pull up stat-wise, rating-wise, I'm always on the winning side of football. I don't think, regardless of an NFC championship or playoff game or division championship game, if you look at the course of my career, I'm gonna bring the winning attitude. I think, and my teammates, they understand that. I don't settle for less. If we can't win, then what we here for?
Has anybody said to you they miss you? Everybody talks about it.
Everybody, but
how do they express it?
To be honest with you, don't express it to me. Just show me. I don't need no fuel to fire about people saying they missing me because it's all smoke and mirrors. I miss football. I miss playing with the right people. I miss hanging with the right guys. So I feel like I miss the team more than the team miss me because I feel like the camaraderie is back, if that makes sense.
What is it about this organization that allows you to be you?
Shit. Excuse my language, but no filter. I don't care how y'all feel. I don't care how you feel. I don't care how you feel. I don't care how you feel. I'm here to win, hold my teammates accountable, hold myself accountable. Like, I get dawned on for saying little things, and if y'all wasn't hating at me, I ain't doing my job. So I'm glad that I got a lot of hate and a lot of critics. If that makes sense.
The winning personality, is it a matter of what happens when you play? Because Nick talked about the last hit you had in an Eagles uniform, or is it kind of the way you carry yourself in practice and in the locker room? I guess, how do you convey that to the team?
I said the way I play football. Like, y'all, I think about it. Y'all admire guys that was just like me 10 years ago. Ed Reed, Sean Taylor, Ray Lewis, Dominican Sue. The list goes on of players who was feisty, passionate, and didn't take no shit. Excuse my language, but it's like, that's me. I'm here to get better every day. I hold my teammates accountable. I hold myself accountable. I'm not yelling at nobody when I'm on the field yelling. I'm yelling because we got to get better. I'm not upset because I didn't get intercepted. I'm upset because we didn't do our job to stop the play. You gotta understand, like, the same media and the same people that look up to me and try to put these narratives around me are the same people that looked up to the guys that had the same passion I had 15, 20 years ago.
I imagine that playing that way in the spotlight in college and in the NFL, you kind of have to accept that for yourself. At what point did you kind of go through that and realize I'm okay with this?
Yeah, with you. I've been okay with when I told y'all was obnoxious. Truthfully, I've been okay with when y'all told me I couldn't be a good safety. I was okay with when y'all told me I couldn't go to Detroit and take them back to where they'd never been somewhere. I played 2 games. I played 1 game with a broken arm. So you put me in the box and you tell me how I last against other safeties and other people in this league, and I'll let you describe it.
CJ, you're very vocal out in practice. How do you think that helps the offense, Jalen? You're not afraid to talk to them when you guys.
Because when it's week 7 against Dallas, Michael Parsons gonna go out there yelling at you. When it's week 1, Xavier McKinney's gonna be in the deep half yelling at AJ. When it's Super Bowl, who knows on the other side yelling at the whole offensive line? I'm just resembling the same shit that you would see on the field, in practice, in the meeting room, off the field, and on the field. I'm not gonna change. Y'all want me to be this. But put winner behind my name, and competitor and a passionate player before you say anything else. Love y'all.
Hey, Jalen, thanks for taking the time today. We're going to start here first with Jeff McClain and then John McMullen.
Hey, Jalen, looks like Vic Fangio has thrown a lot at you in terms of the blitzes, especially in one practice. What have you found that Kellen Moore's offense has given you in terms of the answers you need when you are facing a lot of rushers?
Yeah, I think it's been good execution towards those things. I know the narrative of how we've handled that, and simply put, we just want to execute the fundamentals in which he has. I'm not going to get into the details of how we respond to those things or how we provide answers for those things on the field, but it's just a matter of everyone being on the same page. And I think we've gotten off to a good sound start of being on the same page.
If I could follow up real quickly, is it a little different in terms of what you had previously done in terms of the blitz and the answers he gives you?
Yeah, I don't want to bring up that number I brought up the other time, but I'd say so.
All right, we'll go John and then Martin Frank.
Hey, Jalen, a little bit off the beaten path here. You don't see too many 6'8" guards in the NFL as a quarterback. When Makai's out there, what's it do for you when sight lines and things like that, or do we make too much of that?
No, I think anytime you got that height difference up front, it's definitely a thing. I think that it's important to kind of have it firm inside and kind of let those guys outside do what they do. But I think Makai has stepped in and he's done a great job. He's done a great job. He's taken the coaching from Coach Stout, and it's honestly been like a collaborative thing of everybody just having good conversation and feeding off of one another and our feedback for one another. And hopefully he can continue to step up there.
Martin and then Brooks.
Hey, Jalen. You mentioned just a few minutes ago that, you felt the offense is off to a good, solid start so far in training camp. And I was kind of curious, what do you think, the best part of the offense is, how it fits you best, I guess, that might be different from past years?
Yeah, I'm not in the comparative mode here. I do think that, we go out there with the intentions of putting our best foot forward and just executing and doing our jobs. And to do that, obviously, it has to be clearly communicated on how to do it. But we're taking it day by day, taking it day by day. I don't put my focus towards anything else other than just trying to get better at that day. And I think the group has that mentality. It's a day by day thing. Enough is never enough, and at the end of the day, we just want to prepare ourselves to go out there and put on good performances.
Thanks.
We'll go Brooks and then Bob Brookover.
Hey, Jalen, first preseason games, quick. Where do you feel you guys are offensively, and how much do you think there is before now and then to kind of get game ready?
I'm not sure. I'm just taking it day by day, really trying to soak in these opportunities we have to practice, learn, and have these lengthy meetings in training camp, and have those good and needed conversations as we build it up.
We'll go Bob and then EJ Smith.
Hey, Jalen, you're a very detail-oriented person, and last year you had a career high in turnovers. How much the focus of that is to cut down on those things this year, and how do you go about doing that?
I think the focus has been just for me to do my job and do it to the best of my abilities. Understand what I'm being asked to do, have conversations about that, and then go out there and do it. And so I just keep the focus there, keep the focus on going out there and try to execute, what we're doing.
Thanks.
EJ and then Dave Zangaro.
Hey, Jalen. AJ just talked about how Devonta seems like he's kind of ready to take another leap based off of the way that he's played this camp. I guess, what have you seen from him in training camp? What stood out about Devonta?
He looks very quick. He's always been an explosive player, and I think he's just been patient. He's been diligent. He's always been about the grind and about the work, and I'm excited to see him continue to progress. I know the work he puts in, and I know you see how he looks out there, so it's exciting.
We'll do the final three here: Dave Zangaro, Olivia, and then Ed Kratz.
Hey, Jalen, how have you felt in some of the plays we've seen under center? And if that extends to the play-action game, do you think that can be a benefit to the offense?
I felt fine. Yeah, I think there are different dynamics that are new, and there are different dynamics that maybe we've toyed with before. But ultimately, whatever we go out there and roll out there with, the job is to execute it. There was a time where we were, heavy under center and, ran some downhill things, especially my first year I started here. And then we had opportunities to play action off of that as well. So, you want to be well equipped to do whatever needs to be done.
Olivia and then Ed.
Hey, Jalen, you alluded earlier to that 95% number that you brought up in the spring. I guess when you think of where you were at the time and where you are now, how much more comfortable do you feel in this offense? And what kind of role has, Kellen played in just, helping you get up to speed as you transition to this new offense?
Yeah, it's just been a thing of constant communication, open dialogue, and really just hearing each other out. And it comes down to executing and how this group executes, and that's the beauty of this game. When you have a lot of different people coming from different parts, different places and different experiences, and the goal at hand is to find out how we can be the best that we can be, this team. So I think we've been putting a great effort there. We're not where we're going to be, but we're taking it day by day. We're taking it day by day. We're hungry to clean up the little things and continue to work on the operation, be in and out and move urgently. And, all of those things really consist of being on the same page. So just being great in our communication all around.
Last one here for Ed Kratz.
Yeah, hi, Jalen. You haven't thrown an interception in camp. I think we've had 5 days. You look like you have a pretty good grasp of, what you're doing now compared maybe to the spring. How much time did you invest, in those 6 or 7 weeks between mini camp and now? And how would you assess the camp that you're having?
I think, the the goal is to put the work in. You want to put the work in and let the work have confidence in the work, rather. Put the work in and have confidence in the work. And I'll give you an example of that and how that showed up. We did one-on-ones the other day, and there was, Johnny Wilson shows up and makes 2 big-time catches, but I tell him it's no surprise when you prepare, for those situations and you put the time in like that in the off season and you spend that quality time together. So it shows. And there are a ton of other guys, out there showing up and making plays as well. But I think it comes down to the work. And so, all you want to do is quantify your work. Find out what you want to improve on, master it, strive to master it, and then keep pressing forward. Keep pressing forward. I think, as I bring up Johnny, there are a ton of other guys that are out there showing up and really competing at a high level and playing big boy ball just with their nose down. Johnny Wilson and Quinyon and Mitchell and the linebacker crew and our running backs. I mean, everybody. So, I know it's just it's all about the journey, and along the journey, you can't expect big results if you're not putting the work in. And so that's what I'm really, most pleased about at this point is just the want-to out of everybody, the eagerness to work, the eagerness to do it at a high level. And you can want a lot, but you got to work for it. So.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jalen. Appreciate the time. Hey, AJ, thanks for taking the time. We're going to start here with Jeff McClain and then John McMullen.
Okay.
Jeff, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry. AJ, last year you and Jalen, I guess, in the receivers, I guess, had a little freedom to kind of like change things at the line if you saw fit. Is that still going to be the case in this new offense?
I don't know. I'm not sure yet. I think when we cross that path, I think we will know. I'm not just trying to give you like an answer that you don't want to hear, but that's just my honest opinion right now. We don't know right now, and so yeah.
We'll go John and then Chris Franklin.
Hey, AJ. You and Quinyon in those one-on-ones, is that by design? Do they kind of want to see Quinyon? And from that and beyond that, you're shaking your head. I see you're shaking your head no. Vic seems to be throwing a lot at him. You've seen a lot of young defensive backs. He doesn't seem overwhelmed by that. Do you kind of get that feeling?
No, that's not by design. That's me kind of picking a fight with him, trying to get him going. Like he says, he likes to talk trash at me, but I'm just picking a fight with him to make practice very interesting. But he's not phased. He's not phased. That's really well because guys are going to talk. I'm not even a talker on the field, but guys are going to talk, and and he has to compete, and he has been doing a great job, and we've been battling on the one-on-ones, and yeah.
Thanks.
Chris and then Brooks.
Hey, what's going on, AJ? I saw you incorporate boxing into your off-season workout plans. I saw you were at the ring, AC and stuff like that. Why choose boxing? How does it help you with your game, and why is boxing important to you?
For one, I love the sport. I kind of love it too much, to be honest. But it just helps me out building extra cardio, just help me get in shape more and more and prepare for the season. And I did it all last year, and I've been doing it all off season. I even incorporated some of the boxing running boxing runs that they do as boxers for the longevity. I know everything with us is probably like 6 seconds, but I'm just trying to build my wind up, and again, like I love the sport, so it makes it that much easier.
Brooks and then Olivia.
What have you made of Isaiah Rodgers so far after being out for a year?
Man, I stated earlier, I don't know when I stated this, but he's been doing a really good job for a guy that hasn't played football over a year. You know, it looked like he hasn't missed a beat. You know, he's challenging me every time I go against him. When I watch him on film, you can just tell like he loves the game. You can tell he misses the game too. You know, and he's hungry. So I'm excited for him. He's gonna be a huge piece for us. You know, give us some energy on the back end. You know, so.
Olivia, and then Dave Zangaro.
Hey, AJ, we have heard from a number of the vets who have all said that Quinyon tends to be, a little bit soft-spoken off of the field. How have you seen his personality kind of evolve since the spring as you guys have continued to, go at it a little bit more in practice and you've gotten to know him more off the field?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm kind of building a relationship with him because I don't think he's soft-spoken anymore. You know, me and his relationship, it's a lot of going back and forth. But I think just seeing him, he's gonna be just seeing him outside of football. He's quiet. He's just kind of to himself, and that's not a bad thing, But you see, if you continue to talk to him and spend time with him, he'll open up to you as he has with me. So.
We'll take these final three: Dave Zangaro, Martin Frank, and then Ed Kratz.
Hey, AJ, if I can follow up on Quinyon again. When you do kind of challenge him, are you gauging to see what his response is and like how much competitiveness he has?
For sure. Like I stated, man, I know these are camp battles, but, ultimately I'm just trying to get him prepared for when we play in September, and that can carry on, Like I said, he hasn't backed down. He hasn't backed down at one time, and that's what I want to see. And also, like I said, for me, it makes practice very interesting. When somebody's over there chirping, gets me going. Because these days are long, these days are hard, and you just don't want to just go through practices. You catch a ball or whatever. Like, no, you want some competitive on the other side too. Not saying that the other guys doesn't do that, but you all know Slay like I know Slay, and he's not too much is gonna get to him. He's gonna laugh everything off. But Q, he's gonna be locked in, and he's gonna talk his talk. So
last two, Martin and then Ed.
Hey, AJ, if I could change subjects a little bit. Obviously, like through the first 5 practices or so, it seems like the offense has mostly been pretty much in sync. With Jalen. And what are you seeing both from him and also Devonta, who, in the practices we've seen has been able to get open deep, and what kind of step do you think he might take this year?
I stated yesterday, nobody has been able to cover Devonta all camp. He's been having an amazing camp. I think the offense is doing a really good job. Just trying to execute. They take all players. Jalen's been doing a great job as well. I'm expecting Smitty to take another jump, because he definitely has all the tools, and for me, sitting on the side watching him, I know how hard he works. So, so it just makes everybody around him better, so that's what we want. So.
Last one here for Ed.
Hey, AJ. Your third camp with Jalen Hurts, and he hasn't thrown an interception yet in these 5 practices we've seen. I mean, how do you think he's doing in camp, especially from spring? We saw him, with Kellen Moore's new offense kind of struggle a little bit, but he just seems like he's turned the page and he's moved on. How do you think he's doing so far in camp?
I think he's doing really well. I think he's I can't speak on with what he's doing actually, but I know he's like I said, he's just doing a good job leading the guys, and we're executing. We're executing, and we're gonna try to continue to keep that going. I know it's a long way from now, and a lot of stuff we have to continue to work on. We haven't arrived or nothing like that. It's just been 5 days, and it's practice, so we're not hooping and hooraying about what's going on. But I can definitely say we feel like we're headed in the right direction, and we're challenging each other and we're competing. So that's all we can ask for as a group. So
thanks.
Thanks, AJ. Appreciate the time.
Thank y'all.
They don't respect us. They don't know what I hold, man. That thing is beating in your doggone chest right now. Whatever you got today, I got to have